Ma'am, this is a family-oriented establishment. You can't say that. Oh, hey,
That's
we're
right.
live.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
What's going
Love
on?
it. Oh, well, we're just coming on backstage. Hey, welcome to the Overland Podcast. We're live. I got Tony in Northwest Arkansas and Cajun Kai in Jasper, Arkansas, the most beautiful county in Arkansas, Newton County.
Newton County.
Right on.
Newton County, it is. We, in honor of the bonfire this weekend, we've got rain in the background. So just want y'all to know that the weather forecast is looking a little bleak for this weekend. But as far as I know, you can have a bonfire in the rain.
I mean, it's not looking good.
Not looking good. But hey, the show's looking good. We'll be right back. Here we go. You're live on the Overland Podcast. Here we go.
Thank you for watching or listening to the Overland Podcast. We're excited to be here. We're coming to you live as we do each week, bringing you the latest in all things outdoors and overlanding. The live show contains listeners, so join us with your comments and questions. Here we go. No pros, just bros on this show.
And each week we prove that we are not pros, but we are definitely bros because we've been doing this a long time. Still friends. So there you go. Tonight we're going to be talking about, it's kind of a funny spin that we did, with all the lube and stuff and experience in Arkansas. And so I put on the post today that people can bring whatever comments that they want to bring. It doesn't matter how rough they are because we're all lubed up. So thanks to Experiencing Arkansas.
That's right. Thanks to them selling their zipper lube.
Well, that's funny that y'all grabbed their zipper lube. I don't know who was in charge of that, but it was pretty funny.
I think it was.
There they are.
Yeah, I think it was Narwhal Adventures that started that.
Narwhal Adventure is actually with us on Instagram, so they hashtag zipper on there. And so that's pretty funny. I just want to go out there and say that zipper lube stuff is amazing. It is amazing. It's on Amazon. It's cheap. If you have a tent that has a zipper, if you have an awning that has a zipper, that stuff works wonders. Get you some. Just hide it from your friends because it'll turn out.
It'll go viral at the next expo you're at.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway. So tonight we're going to start off with something different. We're going to do some dad jokes for y'all.
Uh-oh.
So I got one. Are you ready?
Go ahead. Hit me.
Man, this is tough. I don't know if I can do this with a straight face.
Nobody can laugh. You can't laugh.
Okay, can't laugh.
He who laughs.
You know those videos where they do the dad jokes and they just sit there and they're just straight faced. I think I could do those if I was prepared, but I kind of ruined it. But anyway, it was a bad day. I lost my wife's audiobook. Not a good deal.
So is this part of the joke or you? No.
Yeah, I lost my wife's audiobook.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm never going to hear the end of
it.
I lost.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Definitely a bad joke. Yeah.
Beat that one. What you got, Tony?
What did the big pickle say to the little pickle?
I think I've heard you say this before.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Ooh.
Yeah, I swear.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Hit me, Kyle.
Okay.
Let's
see. Why did the chicken cross the road?
There's a lot of answers.
Because.
Oh my goodness.
Frank and beans.
That's pretty rough.
Here we go.
Pretty rough.
Did you see that, Cajun Kai? You see that comment from
You
Benji?
see it?
Hey, partner.
Hey, partner.
Benji. That's all we kept doing.
Pruitt
all
Niles of
week.
Valor by Michael
Benji.
Pruitt. Thank
Hey,
you
Michael.
for being on here. Benji Ward, thank you for being on here. I want to go ahead and give a shout out now. So if you're listening, and we're going to do it at the end of the show as well. So Benji with, go ahead, Tony. Tell him what you brought.
Yeah, so Benji with Newfound Overland he's releasing a video tonight of some of his interviews he did at the MOORE Expo. So
that'll be on YouTube, I believe, right?
I believe it's YouTube, maybe Facebook as well.
Okay.
Maybe Benji, maybe you can confirm that, but it starts at 8:00 right after the podcast. So
appreciate you, Benji, for giving us a little respect there and not doing that until we're done. That way, cool. You won't pull all of our listeners away because we know who the popular guy is.
That's right.
Where do the pirates get their hooks? Secondhand stores. That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to show y'all something before we get started. I want to show y'all my newest piece of gear, and I'm so pumped about this. So, have you heard of the company Flextail? You probably get all kinds of advertisements and stuff in their YouTube and Instagram. They have these little bitty miniature pumps that blow up, and I have one that blow up your mattresses when you're backpacking.
Mm-hmm.
And the time we went on a backpacking trip, the guy that we were with, he said, "I've got to have one of those," because he was over there trying to, roll his mat up and then push all air into it, and I was just up there going, me, and it was done. It was the greatest. My wife said it was a gift for me. It was a gift from me to us, is what it was. Flextail in this little box. See how big this box is? A battery-powered shower. It is the coolest thing. I got it in today. We tried it out. Check this out. So it's battery-powered. There's the pump in the center with the hose, and then there's the shower head. It's all you do is turn it on, drop the pump into the water, and water squirts out. It is so cool. I love it.
Nice.
Cotty Wample's on here. Bill Reed. Hey, folks, from Deb and I traveling home from MOORE and the Mark Twain National Forest. Bill, it was great to see y'all for just a minute. My feelings are kind of hurt because I didn't get an interview, but that's okay. Tony did. And so if you can only get one of us, take Tony every time.
He gave Tony some love.
He did.
He love Bill.
I love me some Bill and Deb. Great
Bill
folks.
and Deb, two great people. They've had a rough year. They've had a rough year. Prayers for you, and thoughts going your way because it's only the 4th month, and you got 8 more months to go in this year. And I'm praying that the rest is much better for you. Bill and Deb, love y'all guys. It was good to see them. So the MOORE Expo was this past weekend. I don't know if you were in a hole and didn't know that. We actually did a show on it last week and told about all the stuff that was happening. And then Friday we get up there and we dive right off into it. And it was neat. It was cool. Now, Kai, this was your first time to be there. And I've made all of them. I think Tony's been to every one of them but one. Isn't that right?
Actually, I've been to all of them.
You have been to all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if you had been to all of them or if you had worked most of them. You were in Tindy one year or whatever. So I couldn't remember how that went. I've actually had to work every single one of them. It's been work, but whatever.
It happens when you're the professor. You're popular.
Well, it happens when you're gullible.
It
happens when you're gullible and people say, "Hey, will you work for free?" And I'll say, "Yeah, sure, whatever." But Kyle, y'all went there. You were kind of talking. You were kind of advertising for the Jasper Jeep Jam. You had your stuff all up and all that. Give us your first impressions about what you thought it was going to be and what it actually was.
So I would say it met my expectations.
Okay.
I figured being from the videos I've watched previously on YouTube and seeing all of the hype, leading up to the day and the weekend. Yeah, it was what I thought it was. They were who we thought they were. And it was big, right?
It was
big.
It was big.
Lots of vendors, lots of people, lots of storytellers. It was almost overwhelming, the amount of vendors that you're having to go through so fast.
Yeah.
But the good thing is we had 3 days to do it in.
Right.
So I think we covered everybody. I think we were able to walk by each vendor and see everything.
Good.
And the ones that we really liked or really wanted to check out, we could go back and see them twice.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
That's good. It was, first of all, let me say this. If you've never been before, this was by far 1,000,000 times better weather than he's ever had. The weather has been an issue every single year. Rain, cold, high winds, flooding, snow like you've never seen before has been an issue every single year except this year. This year it was sunny. It was a chance of rain. It didn't rain. There was a chance of storms, and it stormed.
Thursday we were kind of worried about it. We were watching it, and it got just up to us. It was actually hot and humid. It sprinkled a few drops, and then the wind started blowing, and the temperature dropped 20 degrees.
It was amazing to me when we were on our way up there Thursday night. We got up there kind of late, about 9 o'clock after work, and we stopped in Harrison on the way to drop off some stuff to a friend of ours and got out. I was in shorts and a t-shirt, and then I stopped maybe 20 miles over just across the Missouri line into Missouri, and I was freezing. It was unbelievable how much the temperature had changed in that little bit of time. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's cold. I had to dig a coat out and all that other stuff.
I was hunting pants. I mean, it was really weird.
Yeah.
Jarrett said, Joey, did you get your name on all the business cards? It's funny. Funny story. Okay. So I worked the Outback RV of Texas, and we were showing 2 different kinds of trailers and one topper that goes in the back of a truck. It was high altitude trailers and then taxa. And I was really repping the taxa. That's the one I know about. I was talking about the taxa. Craig told me, he said, hey, if you sell a trailer or if you get a contact, give them one of my cards, put your name on the back of it. And then, if they come in later, show me the card, then you'll get commission. And I was like, whoa, frick, hello. So I got, during the slow times, he had a box of cards that was sitting in the high altitude trailer, and I would just get cards out and I just signed my name on the back of all of them. And so when he was handing cards out, all the cards had my name on the back of them. So
there you go.
Don't tell Craig.
Don't
tell Craig because
I was
the hardest worker there, according to them. So yes, I got my name on the back of all of the business cards. Galen said we left snow home in Kansas. You're welcome. And Benji said, glad it didn't storm like they said. I'm glad too. There was a lot of people camping, a lot of people that were there staying out in it. Fortunately, this was the first time I didn't have to do that. It was really nice. Melanie, thank you for joining us on the show. But the weather, it was great. It was much better than we expected, and
nice days and chilly nights.
Yeah, it was nice. Well, when you went outside, it was nice. The sun was shining. It was bright, and everybody was happy to be there. And for so many vendors to be outside, last year, the very first day, it came a flood, and I think there was like a foot of water running through Okie Overland's booth. All their stuff got wet. The very first day.
Crazy.
The year before that, the wind was blowing like 40 miles an hour the whole time. It was blowing booths away. It was pretty crazy. So the weather was good.
Hey,
there was
thanks for watching.
Ton of vendors. That loudspeaker rained hard on Storyteller Row. What loudspeaker is he talking about? Because I'm not sure that I know.
There's the overall loudspeaker for the fairgrounds. And so they would make their announcements during the day. And there was one night, I think it was around 11 or 12 o'clock at night, somebody got a hold of that loudspeaker. And I don't remember what it said, but it was in the middle of the night. And somebody was attention, blah, 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 blah.
No, it was somebody got on there to announce a fight. You know.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, like they were
weighing
Michael Buffer?
Was, yeah.
Like they were Michael Buffer?
Yeah.
I think Kai has the Michael Buffer voice on there that he can give to us.
Yeah. He's got a pretty
Let's get ready to rumble.
There you go. There you go. Benji said it.
That's
Does
good.
he have his own podcast? He looks legit.
No. Instead of attention, everyone now weighing in at 350 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, they went light on some people. 350 pounds. Goodness. So of the vendors that were there, we're talking about lots of vendors. 2 halls, tons outside. You know, the very first year, if you don't know, the very first year that he had this was the year before COVID, 2019. It was only the West Hall. That's all there was. And since that's all there was still a ton of people that showed up. And there was so many people in there, you could not move. I mean, all 3 days. And back then it was 3 full days. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so the next year he opened it up into the West and East Hall. And then the next year he opened up that North Hall and put stuff in the center. And then the next year he put stuff outside. And, you know, it's just gotten bigger ever since then. So it's nice to have people outside with good weather where you can spread everybody out, where you're not just bombarded so much, especially as a vendor. And it was really nice to have all those people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was a 350 pounds, it was definitely a heavyweight. 5 million.
Pray for you, Melanie. I know you got something coming up this week. We're thinking about you, so hope that goes well.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
but since we're talking about vendors, what vendors did y'all like? What stood out? Give me some. Who'd y'all like? Go, Tony.
All right. So, you know that I like to tinker in the garage. I like to do, build stuff and do whatever. I try to, I build and fabricate and assemble and all this stuff. I do what I can and buy what I have to. So sort of kind of along those lines, New Holland Overland. That tray and canopy, I love the look of a tray and canopy. And whenever Justin with Mission Overland told me that Jeremy built that tray and canopy himself, that spoke to me. I mean,
it was impressive.
Yes, very
all
impressive.
All the attention to detail on that thing was very impressive. I wish we had some pictures to show you, but
I've got some. I don't have them. I don't have them downloaded yet, but Jeremy's going to be on our podcast here in the near future, so we'll bring those pictures up.
Kyle, give me somebody you like.
I was impressed with the Ratchet guys. He was right around us, around the corner, right next to Storyteller Row. I don't remember their actual name.
They're the ones who put on Storyteller.
Roller Can. There you go. That was right there.
These things are so cool.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a new canopy or a new tent, it comes with that little plastic, guy rope. This thing, you could use it as a guy rope puller. And you could also mount stuff on your rooftop and just pull 550 cord.
Yeah.
It ratchets it.
These things pack away. I mean, and then you have your.
I've never seen it before. I thought it was a good invention.
Yeah.
You know what I found? So this is blue reflective.
It definitely is blue.
But there's reflective stuff. You know what other colors they have in blue reflective paracord? They got snazberry.
No way.
I mean, they call it burgundy, but we're going to go
Meowberry?
Yeah.
They had it in Meowberry?
Yes.
Benji said he liked the freeze-dried people.
I mean,
they freeze-dry everything.
Yeah.
Skittles. They got freeze-dried Skittles.
I know.
They had a bunch of them.
Melanie said, thanks, E-Trailer Group E-Trailer stood out to such a great group. Power Sports Group was also awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Melanie said, Pruitt Valor knives. I was actually going to bring them up. Said they sharpened her baby knife, but I actually got a new thing to add to my collection here.
It looks wicked.
So I'm a kitchen knife guy because I spent all my time in the kitchen. And he had this one out there, and I gave him an opportunity to sell it to somebody else, but he had it at the end of the show, and so it came with this really cool sheath here, and it's actually one of these. I hope he's still on here. He can tell me what this is. I can't remember what kind of knife. I think it's like a
cleaver knife, isn't it?
Yeah, it's some kind of Asian chef's knife.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's in toku or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Real thick, man. It's got a thick blade on it, but I made sure it wasn't made out of a Jeep. It's made out of a Toyota, so I knew it would last. So I went ahead and bit the bullet on that and invested in that.
Poor old leaf springs. They take a beating, don't they?
Right.
These did, because he hammered them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
A little bit of trivia for you. You are his biggest customer. You have more knives. He sold more knives to you than anybody else.
Yeah. I've heard that. I am his best customer. You would think he would want to sponsor the podcast. I'm just saying. So anyway, Pruitt Knives of Valor. Sucker makes some amazing knives. And I told him, my wife gave me a knife for Christmas. I bet I've used that thing at least 4 nights out of every week since I've had it. So I cannot dull the thing. It is so incredibly sharp. It is ridiculous.
Yep.
So
yeah, him and Peyton all weekend were bing bong, getting after it, man. Getting after it.
They need
I went hang out in their booth.
Arkansas Special Edition. It must have a lot of lube on it. Yeah.
They were always
did a
fun
great
to hang
job.
out with.
Did a great job. All right, Tony. Who else? Who else did you like? Oh yeah, and now he's got some Model A leaf springs that he's going to be dealing with. So that's going to be pretty cool. That's going to be pretty cool. So see what he does with that. I think he's more excited about that than anybody.
So one thing that I thought was really cool was a brand new product from Go Treads.
Yeah.
Did you see that new rack mount for the
Go
Treads?
Yeah, the rack mount was really cool. Treads. Easy to get to, easy to take out.
Yep.
That was pretty neat.
I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah.
I loved Expedition Trailers is on here. They did that big unveil about how they're doing that big giveaway for blindness. Really, really cool deal.
Yep.
That's an incredible story.
Very impressive.
We need to bring them on too. We need to talk about that.
Yep. 1,000 Trails and More said, I'm trying to work out a deal to mow Michael's yard in a Speedo for the blue handle knife. So maybe he can work that out. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Kyle, who else did you like?
Man, I'll tell you, the vendors were great, right? But what I wanted to do there, it worked out. And that's meet people. I wanted to meet some folks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see some rigs, see what other people are doing. I'm fairly new. I'm new at this. I'm a rookie, right? I'm building up my Jeep right now. I'm taking my time with it, putting some things on there, but I like seeing what everybody else has on there. And
dude, you're well on your way. You've got a really nice setup.
So,
yes, you do. It's impressive. Nobody would know that you're new at this.
Yeah.
It looks like there was like
it's because I YouTube so much.
It looked like somebody filled a bowl full of Overland stuff and then took your Jeep and dipped it down into it. When they pulled it out, it was done.
Ta-da. Yeah. You know, I can tell you there's something that Kai is not new at, and that is cooking.
Well, he is Cajun.
He is fed us well.
Louisiana people know how to cook, and if they don't know how to cook, they know how to eat. So it's one or the other.
Absolutely.
I met some people from 03 Outdoors, which, if it was one of those booths that you could just walk by and not even stop. But when we stopped, he actually told us, he gave me and Tony the rundown about what he does. And for people out there who we know, and we know a lot of feral people, like Feral Chick is on here right now. So we know a lot of feral people out there. You get out there and you stay out there, and the longer you stay, the more you stink. But they have these Go cleaners, and this one is actually a 12 volt that you can put in your vehicle. So if you park by a campfire and your vehicle smells like smoke, you can stick this in there and turn it on. It takes out all the smell. They had ones that were like this that were battery powered. If you have your clothes, they stink. You could put it in a duffel bag, turn it on for an hour, take it out. Your clothes don't stink no more. It's incredible. It blows my mind, the things that they make these days. So that was pretty cool. But it was one of those booths that if you just saw it, you could just walk by it and not even stop. But I was pretty impressed with that. I like that. Bill Reed says the LT products are incredible, and Bill should know he stays out for a long time, and he never has time for a shower because they're always driving and always going. So Bill stinks, and Bill needs that stuff. So that'd be cool. Yeah, Lisa, you need to talk to them about coming to your booth. That guy knew what he was talking about. So anyway, that was one of the. And Lisa talked about the Overland of America booth. Had a really good booth. They had some limited edition shirts, hats, and stuff. Of course, they have two of the coolest vehicles that you'll ever see.
Yeah.
That Intrepid rooftop tent blows my mind.
Yeah.
And the way Chris has done his Tacoma up, it looks real good. But I mean, they're trying to put their event on September of this year, and they were out there, beating the pavement too, trying to talk to people about coming to their event. And they did a good job with it.
They're a big help. They were a big help to us too with Jasper Jeep Jam. Robbie Bryant, huge help. I mean, this guy's been doing this for so many years. We got in touch with him. Said, hey, we're putting on our new expo, new Jeep Jam. Can you help us out? Give us any pointers? And he was like, here's my number. Call me, text me anytime.
Good.
Fantastic guy.
Good guy.
Yeah.
They do work in tents. They do work in tents, Feral Chick, because that's one of the things he told us about. You just zip up all the doors, zip up all the windows, put it in there for an hour. It takes all the smell out of a tent. It's incredible. It's kind of like you're running everything to a carbon filter. So it's pretty cool. Michael Rowe says Kai has an awesome rig set up. Love it.
Thank you, buddy.
Look at there. Bill Reed says they have a discount code for O3 Outdoors.
There you go.
O10. So if you want to order some or get on their website, Bill has a discount code, and support Bill. Get on there.
Right on. Thanks for sharing, Bill.
Brett says watch the Overland Chef cooking demo both days. He had some meatballs that were awesome. Would have made a great burger.
Yep, I did make a round around there, and I saw him cooking up some meatballs. It smelled pretty doggone good, I got to tell you.
That guy can cook, and he's got a really nice rig too. Yeah. He's got the train canopy set up, and he's definitely. I'll tell you another one, and this is going to be one of my last ones, but and I was skeptical about this stuff, because I've seen it in action, and I know it works, but still. You look at some stuff and you say, I don't know about that. But I came home with one, the InstaPrivy. I got the Overland kit from InstaPrivy, and let me tell you, so if you've never seen an InstaPrivy, you need to go look at them because they're pretty neat. But it's like a privacy tent that sits on your head, and you talk about a ingenious invention. Yeah. Now, we were in Kentucky. Tony and I were in Kentucky with Go Explorer. And I looked over there, and what looked like the Chinese hat, this big Chinese hat. Kara's walking around with this big Chinese hat, and all of a sudden she just lets it go, and it just goes down around her. And I'm like, what is that? And Matt said, oh, that's Kara's InstaPrivy. She's over, doing her business. And I said, I don't know about that. That's just weird. But anyway, our buddy Tom with Adventure Trail Outfitters, he was over talking to the guy, and they were showing me how you could hang one of these Instaprivis from an awning because it don't weigh anything.
Right.
And he introduced me to him, and he said, come back to the booth, and I want to show these to you. And I said, okay. So he came back. He showed me his little pot, and there's a toilet in that bag, and it folds out into a toilet, very comfortable. And I sit down on it, and then he takes this thing and he sits it on my head, and I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I mean, you're just sitting there and nobody could see me. They couldn't see that I was sitting there. I was like, I become invisible all of a sudden. And I thought it was cool. Now, other people are like, man, I don't know about that. But you got to try. You just got to try. And I like how it's got a little window you can see out, and all this other stuff.
It reminds me of a deer blind.
Deer blind. I told him, I said, you need to take these and you need to make some deals in it, because some slits in it or something like that where people could stick a gun out. It would be a perfect deer blind. I could sit on the toilet and shoot a deer. How cool would that be?
Experience in Arkansas says don't forget to use your zipper lube on that Insta pot. It probably means Instaprivy, but
yeah.
Yeah, Bill, that was my question. Where's the fart fan on the top of that?
So the top 4 inches or 5 inches of the thing is vented. So
that's
it's
when you
not
just
like you're
picking the
completely
bottom
enclosed.
up. You start picking the bottom up.
You want that vent because you need to be able to see if somebody's sneaking up on you, to tip you over or take the thing off your head. Because if they just pull the thing off your head, you're just sitting there.
Peekaboo.
Yeah. And if you have friends like I do, they'll do that.
And not just pick it up, but take off with it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, they're making one that's he's going to make one that's a little bit longer. So the one that he makes is pretty short because it's made to sit down, I guess for the ladies. But some of my friends like Tony, they sit down and pee. So, it's made for men too. But sorry, Tony. So they're making one that's a little bit longer in case you don't want to spend $300-400 on a privacy tent. You can just get one of these and hang it from your awning. It weighs less than like 12 ounces, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so you can hang it from awning, and that way and it's only going to be like $100 and you're done.
And it's 38 inches in diameter. It's like over 6 feet tall. It's plenty of room for you to shower in. And I can't wait for it to come out.
It's neat. But here's the kicker. You've got to practice folding the thing up. Because I've had a privacy shelter that you fold up like this, and I actually set the thing on fire and burned it because I just gave up. I just couldn't do it.
I used to have that problem with the deer blinds, the portable deer blinds.
Mm-hmm.
I could never fold them back up. But
deer are always showing up when you're taking care of business. That's right.
Might as well shoot them on the pot.
Hey, Misty, yes, we have Cajun Kyle in here, and he's been absolutely amazing.
My buddies,
props.
My peoples.
That's right.
Benji says you nailed it, Tony. You got it folded up in one try.
Right this, and you just twist it, and it goes just like this.
You bring this side back, and then you twist this one into it. Yeah. And then you do the walk like an Egyptian after that.
Yep. And then you fling that thing off in the woods like a Frisbee.
Yeah. He says that's Off-Road Autism says that's Paul and Shirley with Instaprivy. Yeah, Paul was a neat guy.
Paul Mangum. Yep,
I enjoyed working with him. Talking with Paul.
I think it's going to be one of those gadgets that you're going to see more and more people get.
Yeah, he sold out of almost every one that he had. I think there was a little bit of time on Saturday when I went over there. It was like 2:00. I think he had 3 left.
And it's one of those things also that's not just for the Overland group. This could be at ball games and parking lots. You get in a bind on the side of the road.
Right.
Well,
I got it because we're going to be going on a long trip in a vehicle that's not built out for overlanding. And so we need some stuff that does not attach to the vehicle. And that was perfect. Just like the shower. I need things that I can just pull in, take out real easy and be done with it. So that worked out. I think it's going to work out perfect.
Yep.
Logic Overland was there. They sold out of everything that they had. Here's to you. I'm drinking some of your stuff right now. Logic Overland coffee. Some people said that they couldn't find them. I don't know where you weren't looking. CB Adventure Supply has one of the biggest booths there, and they were in that booth. You could smell the coffee for miles.
They sold all the coffee they brought, and they gave away 80 gallons of
80 gallons.
80 gallons.
And I don't know if you saw it today, but they came out with a hot chocolate named after Goose, which is Karen Matt's dog.
Oh, yep.
So now they have a hot chocolate. It's going to be coming out. They got them in the trail packs right now.
Right
Feral Chicks, they were not hiding. They were there in the open. You just couldn't find them. So we'll try to give you coordinates next year.
Mm-hmm. We'll drop a pin.
Drop a pin. That's right.
We'll drop a pin. Maybe have a trail ride to Logic Overland, and we just won't let you lead. How about that?
Just drop a couple of coffee beans on the ground as you.
Yeah, we'll do a bean thing all the way to Logic Overland. It was good to see people that hadn't seen in a long time. It was good to see, our good friends, Badak, were there. Jeff was there. Got to talk to him for a little bit. The storytellers that you don't get to see, Caleb Baker, Matt Cara, which I get to see them all the time, but they had a meet and greet. Some people got to see them, meet them. And the Logic guys, Ryan and what's Ryan's wife's name? Libby from CB Adventure Supply. Got to talk with Chad Boyd for a little while, so it was. I got to see Benji. Of course, Benji didn't talk to me. I talked to him. He's a little too good for me, but actually, I'm so short he can't actually. He sees the top of my head, doesn't see my mouth moving. But it's always good to see Benji, especially when he's sober, which is not very often. And it was fun. Benji's king of the emojis, so he always likes to throw an emoji in there. But it was fun seeing a whole bunch of people that you don't get to see a lot of time. This is kind of like a family reunion for a lot of us.
It's kind of bittersweet, some of those people you only see them but once a year at the expo, and you wish you could see them out camping, between the expos, but so there it goes.
I got in trouble.
Busy.
For me, it was good to see him for the first time.
I love you, Benji. I love Benji. Yeah. Benji's a good friend, and have a lot of respect for Benji. He's doing an amazing job with his podcast.
We hung out with Benji. Yeah,
quite a bit. Yeah.
I kept seeing him walk. Every time he'd walk, we'd be yelling at him, Benji.
Yeah, he does that with Tony too.
Yeah, but it was good to meet folks for the first time for me. Yeah, watching all the YouTube videos, seeing all the posts on Facebook and all the groups and chats and you guys' podcasts, and be able to meet some of these people. I mean, like meeting Bill and Deb from Cottywampo. That was amazing to meet those folks. Fletch from All Things Overland. I enjoyed meeting him.
Yeah.
And Joey, the Bro Meister. I haven't met him yet. This was the first time I met him, and it was a good experience, Yeah. So it's good to see everybody.
I'm glad. It was a good experience.
It's good to make those acquaintances and meet those folks, Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This when one of these big events comes up, it seems like everybody goes to it, and it's really hard to miss. Even if you don't agree with everything they're doing, even if you don't like being around a lot of people, even if you don't want to pay the money, everything, if you nitpick it and think of all the bad things that you could say about an event, you still can get past that.
Sure.
To go and see all the people that you don't get to see very often. And that's just a part of it.
Hey,
I've got something
to nitpick on.
Come on.
Okay, so there's a lot of good from this event.
Yeah.
But the food.
And it's that way every year. And I don't I don't understand what the deal is. We wanted to come with Go Explore and cook, but apparently I don't know if it's a deal that it's a rule that they have with Chris that only their vendors get to sell food.
Well, it's not with Chris. It's between the owner of the place and the food vendors.
Yeah.
So I've that was sort of meant to inject a little bit of levity in there, but it's just a symptom of growing. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And I think they had three vendors?
Three vendors.
Three places that you could go and get some food.
There was two inside.
Mm-hmm.
And the lines were, I heard some people say that they stood. I think Debbie said that she stood in line for an hour, and she was like, the line hasn't moved.
Went back and made a sandwich.
And then Tony and I got a cheeseburger, and we were handed bread, meat, and cheese, and that was it.
Yeah.
And so, and they said, well, the other side was busier, so they sent all the toppings down there. What crap? It's a quarter mile over there.
Yeah.
So Galen says, come by our camp next year and we'll feed you. And that's one thing, you can go out into the I guarantee you, if you walk around the campsites out there, somebody's cooking something.
Mm-hmm.
Pull the Michael Hyde, grab a fork and start walking.
I went by Michael Pruitt's when I was talking about that knife, and he was standing there eating something. I said, where'd you get that? And he's like, oh, somebody was over there cooking, asked if we wanted some. And I was like, that's how you do it.
Yep.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
So that's one good thing, if you are camped out there, you do have access to your kitchen, your food, and you can bring your own food to cook. If you don't want to spend, $18 on meat, cheese, bread.
That's true.
So that may be something that you have to plan to do.
Yeah, I was just really thankful to be camped next to a Cajun that fed us well.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Jason says Kate grilled up burgers, pizza, Nutella pastries, and breakfast. We were giving away leftovers.
Those Nutella pastries were so good.
Yeah. Bill said, yeah, after an hour long wait for pizza, we ate ham sandwiches at the trailer.
Yep.
Amanda said I should have walked around begging for food. Those cold burgers were rough. I agree. Hey, let me tell you, I broke open 2 packages of sweet relish to put on my cheeseburger so I'd have some kind of flavor to go with it, and a ton of mustard.
Sweet relish.
Sweet relish. They don't have dill pickle relish.
Oh, that's gross. Ew.
Well, hey, I ate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went to Lambert's. Some people can't leave.
Yeah.
I didn't have a vehicle to leave like that. Should have come to our camp. Overland.
We were gridlocked.
And
we weren't going anywhere.
Yeah, we saw y'all went to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
A lot of people went to Buc-ee's. I didn't know Buc-ee's was open up there in Springfield yet, or I would have made the trip.
Big deal. That place is always packed.
Shrimp stew at the PM Overland. My goodness. Well.
Wow.
Next year, we're going to make a list of who's coming, who's camping, who's cooking. Okay. We're going to do a show, who's coming, who's camping, who's cooking. And then we're going to have a MOORE Expo map of where to get food. That's what
if you strike out over here, you can also go over there.
Yeah. So
hey, that might be a thing, if there's
it is a thing.
Contractual forbiddance to sell, but you can still cook and give it away.
Cook and give it away.
Oh yeah.
As long as you're camping, you have to cook. So if you cook, way too much, or we could schedule a what do you call them things where everybody brings potluck? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Amanda says I was stuck at the booth. The neighbor guys were cooking hot dogs on the stoves they were selling, and it was good. I did that last year. I got out my stove on my FJ when things were slowing down on Saturday evening, and I actually cooked some ramen, just so because I was about to die.
Yeah.
There wasn't any food there. Yeah. Galen says I can cook, Mel can deliver. Oh, that'd be great if you had delivery.
Oh yeah, Mel's got
people that are stuck in booths.
She's got that scooter. Did you see that one reel I pulled a wheelie on and rode it forever?
Yeah.
No, it was about this long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's awesome. It'd be like Uber Eats for more. I like it. I'll call Galen. Hey, bring me some food. And it'll show him on my little map on my phone where he's at.
Steal that golf cart they have and just go take it out for a DoorDash.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
Well, I think this MOORE was probably the best attended ever. I think last year he had well over 7,000 people. I think he beat that. Now I don't. There's a couple things because I was working a booth the whole time, except maybe for an hour, that I don't know anything about. If you are listening and you did the S'more to More run, I'm not really sure how many people participate in that. I'm sure we're going to see the numbers that are coming out on that, or if anybody went to the what was it, the Power Sports Expo that was right next door. No idea. I don't know if it was well attended, if there were people over there, or what. So not really sure about either of those.
Yeah, I feel bad I didn't go over there. Just kind of, I don't know. I wasn't really into the power sports side of it.
So yeah, same.
It was just busy. We were busy all the time. Didn't get a chance to go over there.
We didn't have a whole lot of downtime. Didn't have a whole downtime at all. Now I did talk to Rhino a little bit. He came by the booth, and there was a lot of I guess there was talk about how they had changed up the storyteller area, how it wasn't in the front, the very front doors. Last year Matt Kira were in the very front doors. This year Chris had vendors, rigs that were out there.
Further.
Do what?
Adventure Further.
Yeah. And CB Adventure Supply was out there with that's where their truck was. So he had moved the storytellers, and there was kind of a little bit of angst with that. There was people that said that they were like second in line and they got stuck out by the road. And, every year is going to be different. And, Rhino even said that was a cluster. And he apologized to me about, how he couldn't get us a spot because I wasn't there yet. And that's okay, I did have one complaint. I do have one complaint. When he advertised for the storytellers, sign up for the storytellers. You could be a storyteller, and you actually get money this year to be in the storyteller. Well, they didn't come out with the rules and the regulations for storytellers until after you had paid your money, until after you became one. And then they said, well, you have to be here at 2:00 on Thursday, and there's a mandatory dinner on Thursday night, and we're going to put you over here, and this is the way it's going to be. And if you're not here, we can't save you a spot. Okay. Well, you should come out with all that up first, and then people can know if it's possible whether they can be one or not. Because I had to work Thursday. I couldn't leave until 4:00. We didn't get up there till 9, so I missed the 2:00 arrival time. It doesn't start on Thursday. Why should I have to be there on Thursday? And then the mandatory dinner on Thursday night started at 7. I couldn't be there. I was late. So, I had to message Chris, get all that approved, get all that taken care of. And then, we were so far out away from everything that we just decided to not even do it. So that's my one gripe complaint. I'm done. And I'm sure, next year it'll be different because every year it's been different. So anyway, it was nice to be able to work a booth and not have to worry about being in two places at once. Last year, Tony and I were both in the Rhino Wreck booth, but we were working another booth. So we had to be kind of in two places, running back and forth. And so this year was kind of nice being in one place.
Yeah. Every time I walked by, Shop Overland Apparel, they were super busy.
Super busy. Yes. Super busy. And they're in a great spot. Everybody walks by them. And so Jared, I thought it was hilarious, the picture that he posted, just laying dead on the floor.
Laying on the ground.
Yeah. I thought that was very appropriate. Yeah, and I agree, Lisa. Food trucks everywhere. I think they would make a ton of money. But I think that, again, that has to do with the owner of the place or the fairgrounds. I don't know if the fairgrounds is owned by the county or the city or privately owned or what. I don't know. But I think the people that are in there have a contract with the fairgrounds that says nobody can sell food but them. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, which is not good. 1,000 Trails and More says Power Sports was pretty empty Saturday afternoon when we walked through it. I had heard that. I had heard that the vendors from the Power Sports was walking over and they were like, "Where's all the people at?" I was like, "Man, we're covered up." So Justin says, didn't care for the location of the VIP after party band. Didn't seem like there was a lot of people Friday night. And that's one thing too. The VIP thing. We got VIP passes last year, and they had a band, but you still had to pay for your food. I didn't understand that. If I paid for a VIP ticket, I thought there would be food involved. So I didn't get it this year. But let me tell you, when that's 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever time it's done, I'm done. I want to go to camp. I want to go, grab a bite to eat, go to the hotel or Airbnb or camp or whatever, and just die. Number one, because I talked more on Friday than I've probably talked in the last month, and I was tired of talking, and I didn't want to deal with people anymore. But a lot of times when it's over, most people are done, and so VIP thing's not for me. Now a lot of people did enjoy it. I'm sure there's some out there that enjoyed it. I don't know where it was because I didn't go.
Center Hall,
but I've heard that too. The Center Hall.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you walk in the front doors. It's at the very back.
Yeah,
there was some construction going on back there. I believe. I did hear people in the East Hall say about how loud the music was that people were playing in there, but I wasn't over there a whole lot. So it was a great event.
Yeah.
Lisa, I agree. It was a great event. There was a lot of people to talk to, a lot of people to see, catch up, tons of vendors.
Mm-hmm. Lots of rigs and lots of trailers.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely growing. Definitely continue to grow.
It is. Yep. I never in my wildest dreams would have, 7-8 years ago, think that it has become what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my wildest dreams.
So you asked the question, you didn't know who owned it. Just FYI, the city of Springfield owns.
Okay, it's city.
Property.
So I'm sure that the people that are in there that sell the food, they probably have a contract that says nobody else is allowed to sell inside.
Yeah.
Jason says, Kate and I love seeing the kids and gave out ducks and EA tattoos on Saturday. That's cool. Tattoos, pretty cool. Ducks, I guess that's a Jeep thing. Toyota people need to find something to give out, like horses or
wheel bearings. They should give out wheel bearings.
Oh,
that hurts. That hurts.
That's a penalty.
So on the way home, we stopped at the cheese store, Wisconsin cheese store, and I was pulling out, and my vehicle went, it felt like when you slam on the brakes and you have anti-lock brakes. Well, my anti-lock brake thing comes on. All the lights on the dash come on. Can't get them off. So I'm like, this probably ain't good. 231,000 miles on a 2007 rig. So I call the people that normally do my stuff. They said, no, anti-lock brakes. We don't do it. So, of course, I call the dealer. The dealer calls me this morning. Both wheel bearings on the rear are out. He said I almost lost a wheel, and I can pick it up tomorrow as long as I give him $2,300. So that hurt. It's nice when it's nice when somebody says, "Hey, come up here and work for us, and we'll pay you." And then the cost of fixing your vehicle to go up there and do it costs like 5 times what they actually paid you. So.
Yeah, I was giving you a hard time, but I'm actually pretty impressed that those wheel bearings lasted 231,000 miles with
as much weight as on them.
Yeah.
Justin said, like volunteering at the Northology Adventures Camp Northology, get to meet so many people. I need to get down there and do that. And thank you, Jason, for laughing at me. At least I said, yeah, for sure. I felt like a Jeep person. And then my wife goes and gets us some groceries last night, pulls it home. She texts me, I'm working a ball game. She says, I got a flat. So I had to come home after I already knew that we were fixing to take my Jeep and drop it off, or my FJ and drop it off at the Toyota dealership. I got to go home, pull the tire off, throw it in my work unit, and drop it off at the house. I drop it off this morning to buy a $180 tire. So I know I'm going to have to work some overtime. So a few things, we're kind of reaching the end of the show here. We kind of want to go over a few things that are coming up. Bonfire is coming up this weekend. It is in Arkansas, up around Mulberry Mountain. If you need the coordinates, just get on the event page on Facebook, and there are the coordinates. Correct, Tony?
Yes. Yep. The coordinates are posted. It literally is right across the street from Mulberry Mountain Resort, but you got to go north on 23 just a little bit, and you'll turn back west to get into there. So.
Don't forget, in 5 minutes, Newfound Overland is dropping a video on YouTube, so make sure and tune in to their YouTube channel for that. If you're on our YouTube channel, you can just go straight over there. Okie Overland Campout is coming up at Robbers Cave, so if you want to get a part of that, you do have to register beforehand. Also, one of the sponsors, it does look like it's going to come a monsoon. It is going to rain, and it will happen, rain or shine. They will not cancel. I have been 2 years ago at the bonfire, I was standing in a foot of water because where I chose to camp, I chose poorly. Poorly. And so anyway, choose your spot wisely, like under a bridge or something. So anyway, they will be having that this weekend. Also, one of the sponsors of the show, Zero Breeze, is having a sale right now. If you have not got a Zero Breeze air conditioner, battery powered air conditioner, if you buy one right now with a battery, you get a free bag, $200 value.
Mark II. We're going to have them on here pretty soon too. We'll talk about the release of their Mark III. Mark
III is coming out in June, I believe. I actually got to have dinner with the owner of Zero Breeze. Super neat guy. Yes, and he's from Japan. And guess where we went? Guess where we went to eat?
Texas Roadhouse.
Hibachi. We went to Hibachi.
You went to Hibachi?
Oh my gosh. When Craig told me he was coming, I was like, come on, man. He's ate this his whole life. Let's go somewhere different. No, we went to Hibachi. Anyway, it's funny. He showed us how to use chopsticks. He was really good at it. Anything else? Man, here we went. We've talked an hour. I can't believe it.
That's a good one. Nope. Anything else you got to add, Kai?
Jasper Jeep Jam. When's the Jasper Jeep Jam going to be this
year? We did come up with a date, March 13th through the 15th, 2025. So the date's pretty much set now. We will be updating the website, jasperjeepjam.com. We'll be updating that soon and getting our vendors and camping stuff all sorted out for the next year.
So, right on.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I appreciate you guys for letting me on.
Off-Road Autism says, dad joke. Why do ducks have feathers? Do y'all know? You got to give it to me pretty quick because we're fixing to end here. You know why ducks have feathers? I don't know, but I'm going to need them to comment pretty quick. Otherwise, she's going to leave me hanging. Or they're going to leave me hanging. Why do ducks have feathers? I have no idea why ducks have feathers. If you don't tell me quick, we're going to get off here.
Hurry.
Oh my goodness.
Why do ducks have feathers?
To cover their butt quacks. Isn't that good? Isn't that good? Well, hey, everybody. Thank y'all for being on here. We appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget about the dropping of the video here in just a minute.
In Bonfire this
Newfound Overland. Newfound Overland.
Yeah.
He's going to be there. So anyway, up until the end of the week, I hope you have an amazing week. Hope to see you at Bonfire this weekend. Make sure and bring your rain suit. You're going to need it. Look out for number 1. Step number 2. We out.